Cayman climate champions. Welcome to a new adventure with me, Bella, your climate ranger. We are on the beautiful 7 Mile beach today to talk about sea turtles. And I can't wait for you to meet our guest. She's going to teach us all about the incredible world of sea turtles and how climate change is impacting them. Are you ready? Because I am. Let's go! We are joined today by a real-life sea turtle scientist. It is her mission to protect and conserve the turtles of the Cayman Islands, and I'm super excited for you to meet her. This is Dr. Jane Hardwick from the Department of Environment. Hi, Jane.
Sarah.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too.
So, Jane, can you tell us a little bit about the different types of turtles we have in the Cayman Islands?
Yes, of course. So there's 7 species worldwide, and we have 3 here in the Cayman Islands. So we have hawksbill turtles, loggerhead turtles, and green sea turtles. And they differ actually based on their feeding behaviors mostly. So hawksbills feed primarily on the reefs.
Okay.
They feed on sponges. And they're called hawksbills because they have kind of like a beak-shaped mouth, a bit like a bird, like a hawk, and that allows them to get into the nooks and crannies on the reef and feed on the sponges. Loggerhead turtles are different because they have really large heads. They look different, and they've got really strong jaws, and those strong jaws allow them to break open crabs, conch, these hard-shelled marine life. So they feed a bit closer to the shore. And then green sea turtles are actually herbivorous. So they spend most of their lives feeding in seagrass beds and also on algae.
That's super interesting. So what kind of sea turtle would we see if we went snorkeling at Spots Beach?
Well, Spots Beach is a seagrass bed area, so you would see green sea turtles.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. And today I believe we're going to be doing an excavation, is that right?
Yes, that's right, and it's a green sea turtle nest.
Oh my goodness.
Excavating.
Well, I'm super excited to meet your special excavation team. Should we head on over there?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's go.
Hi guys, I'm Joe. I'm one of the scientists that works for the DOE, and this is my colleague.
I'm Alex, and I'm doing the same job. We are going to do an excavation today. We know this nest hatch already. Then we are coming after 3 days. These hatchings already went to the sea, and we see what happened inside.
This is very important because we need to find out what is happening with our nests. And unless we dig all the eggs up and count them and see what's happening, we don't really know. So we're hoping not to find any turtles because the ideal situation is they've made it out to sea by themselves. But there's roots, there's rocks, there's sticks, and sometimes they get stuck underneath. So we might find some.
Okay, I just found the top of the chamber, and what we do is measuring the top to see the depth of the nest.
So you'll see quite a few of the eggs here. Now, we're quite close to shore and we've had a few storms. That isn't necessarily the best thing for turtles, so sometimes the waves wash over the nests and it can make them not as successful as they could be. But this is why we're doing this, so we can count. And I'm separating them out here into unhatched and hatched. So turtles can range, the ones that we have tend to range all around the Caribbean.
Okay.
We have a little baby.
Yeah, a little survivor. Normally they have to go all in group. All the hatchings, when they hatch, they tend to open the eggs together and start climbing the sand up together in a group. If they get stuck inside the chamber and don't go with the group, they normally get stuck inside, and if we don't do the excavation, they normally die inside. What we want, because we opened the nest, we are going to save this one. It's not a strong hatchling, it's a weak one, but it's going to have the chance to go to the sea.
The turtle eggs are leathery. They're not crunchy like a chicken egg. They're a bit like a snake egg if you guys have ever seen one. So they use the tooth, because the eggs are normally pressurized, and they use the tooth to poke their way through. And you can just see it there. So the turtles that we have here tend to range and tend to live all around the Caribbean, and they use some places to eat and then come here to nest. So the turtles that you might know from spots don't actually nest here. They nest in other places, but they eat here. And they go all around the Caribbean. So they go to Nicaragua, they go to Cuba, some go all the way to the Gulf and into kind of close to America. In Cayman, they tend to nest, the greens really nest all this end of 7 Mile and West Bay. That is where we find 98% or most of our green turtle nests. While the loggerheads, our other species, nest all around the island. There isn't specific nesting beaches for them. And our hawksbills, we don't have many of them, and they nest wherever they can. I think we normally have 3 nests a year, so not many at all. Here we have a temperature logger, and this is a new project we've got where we're looking at nest temperatures throughout the season, because with climate change, temperatures are going higher, and we want to know exactly what's happening inside our turtle nests. And I can't live all summer with my arm in a turtle nest and a thermometer. It doesn't work that way. So we put this little electronic thing in, and that tells us what the temperature is every hour. And I take this home, plug it on my computer, and it tells me. So as you can see, guys, this nest isn't so successful, and it kind of shows why we're running this project, to see what's happening with our nest temperatures. Climate change is changing a lot of things, and we think this nest is unsuccessful because we had a storm around a month ago, and as you see, we're really close to the ocean, so the waves are washing up on here and drowning the nest. And this is one of the outcomes of climate change. We're going to have increased storms, so it's another part of this project and an important reason why we have to count the nests, even though it can be a little bit of a horrid job. Sometimes if we know there's a storm coming, what we'll do is we'll come a couple of days before and we move all the nests higher up the beach. But with this storm, it came really quick and we didn't know that the surge and the surf was going to be so high, which is why we left this one in place. We just didn't have time. But when we know, we really try and relocate as many of the nests as possible.
As you see, we are going to fill up the hole again with the same sand. We are not going to take the eggs out. We are going to put all the eggs inside again. That is good because it's important for the vegetation that we have in the beach. They are nutrients that make the plants stronger in the shore, and that's good for the next year when the turtles come back again.
Remember, you are empowered and capable of making changes every day that will bring us towards a more sustainable future. But until then, get out there and enjoy your home. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!